Well, everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the Google Pixel 7a and compare it against the iPhone 13 and see which specific device is the better one for you. Now, the thing to keep in mind here is that with the iPhone 13, this is a 2021 phone, but Apple is still selling it for like $599, I think. With the actually $699, I think this is what the iPhone 13 is being sold for. With the Pixel 7a, it's a $499 phone, so it's going to be interesting to see how both these kind of compare. If you want to pick up either one of these devices, links will be down in the description. You can get them from there. You can help support the channel at the same time. Now, starting off side by side, what's very interesting is both of these phones have the same size display, technically speaking. So with the iPhone 13, you are actually getting a 6.1-inch Super Retina XDR OLED display. And this is a pretty good panel. It's not a perfect display, it's not 90 hertz or anything like that, or 120 hertz, but I think it gets the job done. And I definitely do think it's a good phone at the end of the day. It could have been better, who knows? But with this device, you're getting a notch, but you're getting a good display with good viewing angles. And I would probably say it is the better looking display than the Pixel 7a. But regardless, it's still a phone you're going to look at. Like, it's still a good phone regardless, and it's a very smooth display as well. With the Pixel 7a, on the other hand, you are getting the same size display, 6.1 inches, so nothing standing out of the ordinary there. It's basically normally what you'd get. It's fairly compact. You're getting, I think, a thicker amount of bezel around the Pixel 7a, but you're getting a hole punch display here, though, which is really nice. Hole punch displays are the best things ever. I love them, and I'm really glad that the Pixels are still keeping them. They're not going to, make this weird bezel like on the Pixel 4. But another big thing, you're also getting a 90 hertz panel on the Pixel 7a. The iPhone 13 does not have a 90 hertz panel. In fact, the iPhone 14 also doesn't have it. The iPhone 14 Pro has it. But the Pixel 7a, their cheaper lineup, does have it on the Pixels, which is really nice. So I would say that I like that a lot more. I would say this one is designed and visually a little bit better, but the iPhone 13's panel is probably the one that's, I guess, better in some other ways. Now, in terms of the thinness and thickness aspect, you are getting a thinner phone, I think slightly, on the iPhone 13 than on the Pixel 7a. So that's something that's kind of cool. You are actually getting that type of capability there, which is cool. It seems also that it's like a smaller phone, pretty much in every single dimension, which is kind of interesting. You're getting the buttons here, you're getting the SIM card trays here that we still have on these phones, luckily. Lightning port on the bottom of the iPhone 13, USB-C on the bottom of the Pixel 7a. I forgot the names of these. Now on the back, this is actually kind of interesting. So on the back of the Pixel 7a, we have a dual camera setup, kind of the same thing with the iPhone 13, but we have a plastic back on the Pixel 7a, but we have a glass back on the iPhone 13. Now when I rub my hands and when I feel both these phones, I honestly would think that this is a glass back on the Pixel 7a. It's very weird. Some people may be able to tell, but for me personally, I think the rest of the Pixel 7a is built so well that I just assumed that this was glass, but it actually wasn't. The iPhone 13 definitely made out of glass. Like, you can kind of tell a little bit, but even then, like, I don't know. The glass seems a little colder in my opinion than the Pixel 7a, but I don't know. Like, it still looks very good. This is a plastic back done right, I think. So that kind of covers it up there. We have wireless charging on both. We don't have reverse wireless charging in either one of these. We have IP certification on both as well. So definitely at the end of the day, I think Google and Apple did a good job with these designs. And I would probably say the Pixel 7a probably visually looks better as a phone, but I think the iPhone 13 is probably a better feeling and better looking one in some ways too. So that kind of covers it up there. Now, even though the iPhone 13 is 2 years, almost 2 years old at this point, you are probably going to be getting still a longer lasting phone from the iPhone 13 than on the Pixel 7a. The 7a is going to match in terms of software updates, probably what the Pixel 7 is going to be bringing. So because the Pixel 7 came out last year, it's only like 1 year newer than this thing. The iPhone 13 is probably going to last like 6 years probably. So, I mean, this one's probably going to outlast the Pixel 7a, but that's still totally fine. You're still going to be getting a super long lasting phone from the Pixel 7a as well. So that's something that's super important to keep in mind as well. So that kind of covers it up there too. Now let's go into a speed comparison between both these phones. The iPhone 13 has that Apple A15 Bionic chip inside of it with 4 gigabytes of RAM, where the Pixel 7a has that Google Tensor G2 chipset inside of it with 8 gigabytes of RAM. So let's go and see which one's the faster one between both. Okay, there we go. All the apps are cleared out in the background except for this one. So let's get into it. Let's do phone calls, 3, 2, 1. Okay, iPhone 13 faster. App Store, 3, 2, 1. So the iPhone App Store is always slower to load up than the Play Store. Not trying to give it, not trying to give credit to the iPhone 13 or anything, but just one of those things to keep in mind. Scrolling wise, I think the Pixel 7a is faster, but the iPhone 13 seems smoother. Hopping out of here. Let's go and get into some of these third-party applications that we have on both. Temple Run 2, 3, 2, 1. So it was almost tied, like they were almost identically the same. So let's see if there's even a difference here at all. Pretty much exactly the same thing. That's so funny. But clicking on play, it looks like the iPhone 14 was a little bit faster. But that was very surprising. I've never seen a closer comparison there ever. Stack, 3, 2, 1. Okay. I think the Pixel 7a faster there by a little bit. Thank you, 3, 2, 1. Okay, Pixel 7a is faster there. iPhone 13 a little bit slower. Snake first blocks, 3, 2, 1. iPhone 13 is the faster one here. Very surprising. Netflix 3, 2, 1. Okay, iPhone 13 faster there, 1, 2. Quizlet 3, 2, 1. Okay. So Dropbox 3, 2, 1. Okay, about the same thing. Let's go and do BOFA 3, 2, 1. Okay, Pixel 7a is faster one there. A little bit slower on the iPhone 13. Scrolling out, it looked a little glitchy there too. Let's try Genshin Impact 3, 2, 1. Very big game. We probably won't load the whole entire thing up, but still interesting to kind of see which one is faster to get into the loading panel. And usually the one that loads up that logo first is the faster one, but I have been wrong a lot, so we'll see. And this one was a little bit faster. So I would probably say that I don't think there's a faster one between these two. I think there's advantages and disadvantages between both. I think the iPhone 13 was smoother in some ways, but it also wasn't smoother in other ways, so it's kind of tough to tell. I guess as of this point, we'll just have to be like, okay, well, they're both more relatively the same than different in my opinion in terms of speed. So that kind of covers it up there too. Now, in terms of the camera quality, like I said, both have a dual camera setup on the back. So wide and ultra wide cameras, you can do 4K at 60 on the back. You can do 4K at 60 on the front of the iPhone 13, but you can only do 4K at 30 on the front of the Pixel 7a, which is still more than enough. Like, we're kind of nitpicking as of this point. I will say though, the iPhone 13's camera quality is actually pretty good. So you're getting still a really solid lens. You're getting things like photo mode, video mode, cinematic mode, slow mode, like portrait mode. Like, you're getting lots of modes built into this type of device, which is always so nice to have. And it's a really good phone at the end of the day. It's a very good camera. You're getting 0.5x zoom and you're getting 5x zooming in. This is a very good quality lens, and I still think it holds up very, very well in this day and age. Now with the Pixel 7a, I think this is also a very good quality camera. But I do think, I don't know, I don't think it's as good as the iPhone 13. I think the quality may not be as sharp. I feel like you are getting a better, I guess, image post-processing than the Pixel 7a. But you are getting 0.5x zoom. So zooming out is the same. But zooming in, you're getting 8x zoom here. The iPhone 13, you're getting 5x zoom. So you're getting more zooming in on the Pixel 7a, which is interesting. You're in portrait mode, long exposure, and night sight. In camera, video, other modes. Like, this is a very good quality camera. But I think the iPhone 13 might be the better quality when it comes down to it. So to kind of sum up this whole entire video, what I'll tell you is, I think the Pixel 7a is probably the better, I wouldn't say it's the better phone. I'd say it's a better value per dollar if we're comparing a brand new iPhone 13 to a brand new Pixel 7a. But because the iPhone 13 has been out for like 2 years now, you can buy these in the used market probably for even less than $500 as of this point. So it might make a little bit more sense just to go and buy something like a like an iPhone 13 in the used market than a brand new Pixel 7a, at least as far as I can tell. So in terms of that kind of covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.